Hello everyone, welcome today. How are you doing? Trust you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to Tea with Funmi. I'm your host, Funmi. Today we're going to be navigating on a topic which is very close to my heart because I have a family member who has such disability. We are going to be talking about special needs, loving children with special needs with love and discipline. Today we have with us a therapist, an educational consultant who has navigated taking care of special needs children with parents and with families and also with teachers. Today with us we have Mrs. Blessing Ndukwe. Welcome to today's show, please.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
It's good to have you here.
Okay.
Okay, so it's good to have you. We're glad you're here. So we're going to start with today's show because it's a very sensitive topic. It was important we got the right person. That's why we got you today. So please, be here to school us, not just me, school all of us watching. Feel free,
no
okay?
problem.
So what made you know this was what you wanted to do with your life? I mean, this was something you're passionate about. Why this?
Working with special needs.
Special needs children and family, yes.
Okay. I did not actually study special education in school.
Wow.
Yes. In my undergraduate, I studied food science and technology. So now, when I graduated, I got employed as a child nutritionist in an autism center in Abuja here. So along the line, I see a lot of children being admitted, and one of my turning points was I saw just one of this child. This child was a 3-year-old child. He was admitted, and when he was admitted into the center, he has no speech. He was not potty trained. In fact, he was lacking in a lot of things. He was hyperactive. I watched this child, with consistent therapy. And then one day, I just saw this child say, wee wee. I'm like, wow. And it was a turning point in my life. Like, no, this is where I want to be. And I had to talk to the admin that time. I told her, please, I want to be here. This is where I want to be. And they gave me that opportunity. So I had to go back to school. I did my postgraduate diploma in education. I went back to doing my master's. And I've done a lot of certifications. And so far, I feel fulfilled because whenever I look at it, I see it like, yes, I'm touching the lives of these families. And all through my experiences, like about 8 to 10 years experience working with these children and the family, there are a lot of positive results. They keep, saying thank you for coming into my life, thank you for putting any hope into our life, because we never believed that our child could actually do something, our child could actually even talk or even say something. So I just feel fulfilled, and I feel that I'm inspired in this, and I learn every day with these our special needs children.
Wow, that's fantastic. This is just to let you know that sometimes you do not know what you want to do with your life. Sometimes you find it, in the beginning, some for some, but some is as you go on, you find out, you discover, no, this is what I'm going to be doing with my life. This is my purpose. So it's everybody that figures it out in the beginning. You figure it out as you are faithful along the line in whatever you find your hands doing. That is so fantastic. So the next thing we're going to be asking, the main thing I'm going to be parents. I find out that parents with special needs children, yes, they especially in Africa, they don't even know where to start. The first thing is a spiritual part. I know there's a spiritual part to it. I'm a very realistic person because I know. But even if there's a spiritual part to it, how to navigate the situation, they do not know how to even start. So how do you tell parents, show them that they can bring structure and discipline in a healthy way to a special needs child without thinking it's strictly a spiritual problem?
Okay, and that aspect of spiritual problem, is a misconception. You understand? We hear a lot of things from our parents and from the society. They keep saying it's a spiritual problem. The parent did not train this child well. That is a punishment. Maybe someone is punishing me somewhere. We hear a lot of things. But the truth is that special needs in general is not a spiritual problem. We have different types of special needs. Okay, let me just define that term, special needs. Special needs are children, or special needs children are those kids that requires assistance. So we have people like children with autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. Autism on its own is a neurodevelopmental disorder that requires attention, that requires medical attention. It can be therapy, it can be nutrition. So people terminate that spiritual problem. It doesn't fit in there because you keep saying it's a spiritual problem and you're denying the child the necessary support the child needs. So along the line, you find out that the child has to just keep growing and nothing. The child is not learning anything. The child just keep without direction. You understand? So it's important that our parents tend to understand this and try to find a way out. So when it comes to discipline children with special needs, you see, I tell people, being a special needs is not an excuse for a bad behavior.
Oh yes, thank you.
It's not.
It's not.
So you have to, as a parent, you have to follow your child. Definitely, you have to collaborate or work together with a therapist and the teacher when you're trying to help your child or discipline your child or show the child care. You see, so let's just say we have a child with that is living with autism, and this child is always hitting as a behavior, as a bad behavior. Whenever I bring my child here, he just go to anyone and just hits the person. So as a parent, you don't just start shouting, stop doing that, or you start beating the child as a form of discipline. I'm not saying you should not discipline your child. Fine, you should discipline your child. But before you discipline your child, you have to find out the underlying cause. What is the antecedent? Why is that child hitting? Is that child hitting for attention? Because maybe the child it's not verbal, it's non-verbal. So the child tends to hit to get your attention. Or maybe the child is trying to escape something. Maybe he's tired of staying here and he cannot use that word. He wants to escape, so he just tends to hit. So you have to understand you have to understand the underlying factor, why that child is doing that. So you can follow the necessary procedure, the necessary structure to help the child reduce that bad behavior and also it can actually be as a result of sensory issues or even nutrition. Maybe what the child ate, maybe the gastrointestinal.
Sometimes they don't know. How do they know? Parents don't know. You are a specialist, so you can figure it out. A parent usually does not know.
That's why I said when you're trying to discipline a child, you have to work together with a therapist.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be involved. They have to be involved. Even if you're trying to stop the child from hitting in the house and it's not also being worked on in the school, it can't work out. You understand? So when you discuss with your therapist, my child is hitting, how do we go about it? How do we, try and reduce this bad behavior of hitting?
Yes.
So by the time you sit down together with the therapist, you need to find out, okay, we tend to start observing. From that day, you start observing, start putting record. This child hits, I noticed that he wants something, so he comes to hits me immediately. I put that in record. At least within 1 week, 2 weeks, having a complete journal, both in the house and in the school. At the end, you can now say, finally, from our journal, I noticed that this child is actually hitting because he needs attention. So what do we do? You see, now because I'm collaborating with the therapist, you see, it's easier because it tends to understand how to the structure, how you people are following it. So by the time you find out that it's escape, you now ask, both of you can ask, how do we go about it? So we can actually implement it in the school. We can now say, since this child always hits because of attention, that means we have to extend that attention. Anytime he hits you in the house for attention, don't give him that attention. Instead, teach him to say mama or say papa or dada. You understand? In the school, if he wants attention, if he hits you, don't give him that attention. Instead, teach him to at least tap, a gentle tap, or to say auntie or the teacher's name, maybe Mr. T or whoever that is the teacher's name. So if you keep extending that attention you used to give the child, and the child now notices that, even after hitting, my mom doesn't give me attention. So I now notice that if I say mama, my mother now looks at me like, he's willing to help. That means I have to reduce this. And I have to, encourage that word. You say more of mama. You see, now you're not just working to reduce the behavior. You're also trying to work on the speech too.
Yeah.
You see, so that is why I said, anytime you're trying to work with your special needs children, you have to make sure that you collaborate with
a therapist.
Because as a parent, when you talk about discipline, You might say, I want to scream, I want to shout. You might be actually abusing your child.
Yeah.
Yes. By the time you scream, you're even causing more harm to the child. Yes. There's some kids that are sensitive to sound. And yeah, he's hitting. Why are you hitting? Why can't keep doing that? You're already causing more problem for the child, because processing it is going to be more
because
difficult.
he doesn't even understand where you are coming from. He's expressing his own.
Exactly. So
anguish.
that's why anything you want to do, ensure you collaborate with your therapist.
Yes.
Ensure you are in good terms. Not that I have a therapist, you are belittling the person, you don't care, you don't want to know what is happening with your child. You don't want to discuss, what would I discuss my child's problem
with an outsider.
No, you just want to, you will not learn. And you will also, other way around, you will also help your child.
Yes.
So it's important that as a parent, you should try to collaborate with your therapist, collaborate with the teacher, the class teacher, to ensure that everyone, is putting heads together for the benefit of that child. So at the end of it, or you find that if I'm doing my own at home, I'm doing the other one in the school, there's no way the child will learn it, because you are consistent with it. And you notice that with time, my child have actually stopped, hitting. Just like that, you now feel like for you see like a miracle. For me, I say like it's a very big milestone that I have to celebrate. That's any milestone for us is a big celebration. I thought we can even pop champagne.
I love you. You're speaking with so much passion. You see, parents, this is one thing. You have to work with a therapist continuously, not just in the beginning. Some just go in the beginning or go just for the speech therapy. As long as that child is autistic or is a special needs child, you need to continue and continue. He's 1 to 5, you are working with a therapist. He's 5 to 10, you're working with a therapist. He's in his teenage years, you're working with a therapist. If you continue it till he's in his early 20s, you will groom a fantastic child.
Exactly.
Don't stop working with therapists. We need to stop shying away from these things. These are societal things, issues that we are having. We shy away from it, or we just go in the beginning. And you're spending money on things you shouldn't spend on. When your child's future is there. So that's why we mentioned today, I didn't want a parent. I said we must bring a specialist, because this is the major issue in society. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the next question is, this one. Why this is coming is because I noticed that most of the time, 95% of the time, fathers make this the mother's problem. Why? How can mothers and fathers, not just mothers, share responsibility without resentment? Because sometimes the mother gets overburdened, resentment starts in the home, it starts affecting their marriage.
Exactly.
So the fathers have to be involved more than bringing money. Yes.
Okay, in that aspect, not all homes actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Some fathers do a lot too. For me, I will say it in both ways. Both parents, the mother and the father, must be involved.
Thank you.
They must be physically involved in whatever it has to do with their child's affair. For parents, for fathers that will say, my own work is just to bring money and all that. Money does not solve all the whole problem.
You are the second person saying this.
Money does not solve all the whole problem. That's the truth. Because when the child is throwing tantrums and having sleep issues, and the mother is with the child, he can't sleep, you are overburdened. In fact, you might even have mental breakdown. So if the father is not there to provide that emotional support for you, how will you move on? And as a parent, as a mother, as both parents, you have to be mentally stable to handle or take care of your child with special needs. So beyond the financial aspect of parent or the father providing the money or the mother providing the money, you have to be physically present. You have to work together. If you're going to run assessment or you're going to the hospital, both of you should go together. Listen, both of you should hear from the pediatrician or whoever you're going to meet. Listen.
Fathers don't say I'm in a meeting, no.
Exactly. Both of you have to be involved. Like if I'm trying to assess a child, I always ask, please, I want both the father and the mother to be involved. They both have to hear me out. So that whatever your contribution you need to make, you have to say it there. So that at the end, when you go home, people can plan together. if it's only the mother that goes around for all this assessment and all that, it's going to be a one-sided report. So the father might not really get all the information. He might not really know that this is how you have to, be involved. But if both of them are into this, in every aspect of it, the child in the school, the time for them to do graduation or whatever, the father is involved. The father goes to watch the child. Even if the child is going there to say, the father is there to cheer. The mother is there to cheer up the child. You see, it will not just be about both of them. That you find out that both of them, even the children, even the child, especially the child, will begin to emulate this behavior. Begin to feel that my parents are supporting me. My parents are my cheerleader. So you see that the child even improving more because he feels that. And my parents support me full time. So anything that has to do with resentment should even be there. And don't forget, in our Bible, the Bible tells us that we should ensure that we love one another. And as families, as a daddy and as a father and as a mother, you have to have that love, unconditional love. Do you understand? And when that love is there, there will be unity. And once that there is unity, everything will be moving together.
Yeah.
You will understand when your wife is saying, this is a burden. Please, I want you to help me. You say everything will be moving smoothly. Both of you will carry the challenge together, because handling a special needs child is not easy. Only one person cannot do it. Only one person cannot do it because it's difficult. Sometimes in the night, might even wake up and begin to cry. Who will be there to comfort you?
Yeah.
Who will be there to provide that physical, that emotional support? So both parents have to be involved. Do you understand? That's what I feel about that.
That is good. That is good. So even as a therapist that is going to watch this, right? You are also advised that whenever you keep seeing a particular parent, you're not seeing the other parents, ask for the second parent. If it's only the father that is coming, where is your wife?
Exactly.
If it's only the husband that is wife that is coming, where is your husband? If you're going to be having 3 sessions, out of 3, if he cannot come for all 3, he must be present at 2 or 1. Make sure it is a routine that both parents are present in this child's life and everything that pertains to this child. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, and something I also noticed, so that's why I'm going to ask this question. How do parents navigate from shame to acceptance and inclusion? Because I know that is one. I know something that happened a couple of years ago. I've forgotten what was the disability the child came with. And it was still a baby, but they were... Do you know the wife was praying that child dies because she couldn't just... It's like both parents, and eventually the child died. They were praying is what they wanted.
That's so sad.
It's what they wanted.
So
So this is a societal issue. How do they accept it? Do you have to move from shame to accepting and being inclusive? Like, this is the family, this is what we have now, and this is how we're going to deal with it as a family.
Exactly. Okay. You see, every child is a gift from God. You understand? So shame shouldn't even be involved there, because this is my child. So I shouldn't be ashamed of my child, no matter what. And God said that every child I give to you is a blessing.
Yes.
It's a gift. So you shouldn't be ashamed. I understand. You're just a young couple. You got pregnant. You've been imagining for the past 9 months how my child is going to be, how we're going to play together, how we're going to do this and that. Then you now give birth. After some months, like 3 months, 4 months, you find out that the child is not meeting the milestones. You keep observing 6 months, the child is not also meeting the milestone. The child is not responding to his name or even turning around. Then when you now go to the hospital for full assessment, and the doctor then says, oh, your child is going to be a special needs child. I understand. It can come as in the shock. Yes, we are human. That shows that we are human.
Yeah.
You understand? I was like, oh, God, why me? Why will I have a special needs child? It will come. That is
To
denial.
come, yes.
You understand? That
You
shows
go through the 5 stages of grief.
exactly. That shows that you're a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, why me? You keep crying the night, crying the day. God, please remove this burden away from me and all that. But don't stay too long in denial. Because the more you stay longer in that denial, the more your child will not be able to get the necessary therapy, the necessary support
Your
your
child
child
needs.
needs.
Yeah.
So after asking yourself those questions, come together and say, what is the way forward? Do you understand? And the way forward is acceptance. It's your child.
Yeah.
No matter what, you have to be proud of your child.
Yes.
If you're not proud of your child, who else will be proud of your child? Who else do you think should be more proud than of your child? This is where stigmatization comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts mostly from the home. You will see a parent, because I'm ashamed to carry my child, I will just pick my other kids and be going. Anytime they see you they see you with the other siblings, but the other one is always at home with the nanny. You are already stigmatizing the child because you are ashamed of going out with the child. Even the siblings would now begin to say, my brother or my sister is different. Even the way they treat the child will be you see. You treat the child as being different. Even the outsiders, they are watching you. They know how you are treating this child. They will also be like, that child, please, I don't want that child to come close to me. Maybe the child is contagious because you as
are treating the child as if it's contagious.
You understand? But if you can proudly carry your child along, you are going to to visit your family members. Be proud of your child. If they want to look, they can only look. People can only talk. But you are proud because you know that this your child has potentials beyond what people are seeing. You understand? So by the time you yourself accept and carry your child along, you find that the child will be included in every activities. Even in the school, you advocate for your child. Some schools, they will just say, bring the child. They'll just keep the child one place, maybe in the crèche, and the child is not being attended to. But if you are proud of your child, you will advocate for your child. You say, no, my child is in the school. My child must participate.
Good.
And your child will be involved.
Yes.
Include your child in the activities, no matter how difficult it is. Instead, they will modify it. At least the child is learning.
He's involved. So
this is where inclusion comes in. You wanted to ask something?
No. What you're saying is even going to the next question. So I don't want to just say it. So you just continue in that line because sometimes there's an issue with parents treating the child as if the child is sick.
Exactly.
So I love how you're going about inclusiveness because that is how not to make the child feel like he's sick.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with giving the child activity. So please, just continue.
The truth of the matter is that special needs children, they're not sick.
See beyond that diagnosis. See beyond that issue.
You don't even meant to pity them. You don't need your pity. That's the truth. Because the more we pity them, it's as if they have something that is contagious.
They're contagious.
No, now. They're human being like us. Don't